Hi, Jonathan York from Bay Financial Partners, looking at investment markets. Obviously, Greece really dominating the financial markets at present as the country sort of slips into to default, or default by another name, if you like, as various other names have been associated with it for the lack of their payment back to the IMF. So now potentially got a very strange situation where you've got a government that was elected earlier in the year on the anti-austerity packages, but now as sort of realisation is coming through to the Greek public and the capital controls that are in place now where they can only withdraw €60 a day, that's starting to bite pretty hard. With this referendum now sort of coming at the weekend for whether Greece wishes to remain part of the euro, then obviously you have to bow down to the creditors and take their demands. Potentially you've got a government that was elected on a sort of an anti-austerity packages that is now having to implement the exact packages and the policies that they were voted in against to take power. It is also interesting as well that it seems to be the majority of the Greek population are coming to the realisation that actually they need the euro and the eurozone in order to sort of prosper and sort of go forward. Because if Greece falls out of the euro and the eurozone, then potentially it is a nightmare. So it looks like there's a little bit of hard negotiating still to take place, but I suspect in the end Greece will pretty much accept most of the demands that's placed on it and will remain in the euro and part of the eurozone. So potentially financial markets, a little bit of short-term volatility out there, but again, don't get spooked and sort of scared out of positions. You know, if you're looking for the longer term, I believe this will just be a little bit of short-term volatility. Similar case here in New Zealand with Meridian Energy and the Tiwai Point smelter. That decision has now been postponed for a further month and will now be on the 3rd of August. You know, again, potentially that could provide a little bit of short-term volatility for some of the power companies, but again, don't get spooked out. Interesting looking back over the last 10 years for the US indices. 6 out of the 10 years the Nasdaq and the S&P have risen during the month of July by around sort of 1.5 to 1.7%, and in 7 out of the 10 years the Dow Jones Industrial has risen over that period in July. So you know, it's not all doom and gloom. There might be a little bit of short-term volatility out there, but at present, you know, certainly the US economy still looks pretty strong. You've got falling unemployment. You've got potential the sort of increase in rates, which is only because the economy is stronger and is able to support itself and get back to a more sort of neutral level. So certainly it looks like dips are there to be bought in these equity markets at present. And I say you just got to sort of not get spooked out by the short-term volatility. Obviously, quite a major casualty has been the New Zealand dollar, and that will remain under severe pressure, especially if we do start to see those rate increases going forward in the US towards the end of this year. So, you know, it is a pretty good time to get that portfolio reviewed. If you're interested in that, call us on 0800 867 323 or go to the website www.bayfinancialpartners.co.nz for lots of interesting articles. We look forward to speaking to you soon.